Which data model you are talking about?
Normally, if you want to create any new data model, MDG,
Okay.
transaction code, message model, if you want to create new data model, that authorization is not at all there.
Okay,
The
so
new
let me see
option,
your user ID. Can you tell me your user ID?
Rajendran, RAGENDRAN, RAN.
I have SAP on.
I don't have authorization to change anything. I'm getting message, no maintenance authorization for class like S_TA, BU, or CLI.
Okay. So can you just capture? So the activity which you are doing is you are going to the data model, because I see you have the flow authority issue. I'm not sure where you are getting the issue, but let me check that.
Yeah, this edit data model. Yeah.
The moment you click on this,
During click this itself, I am getting that message.
here itself you are getting the message.
Yes, and if I'm trying to click on change button, immediately the message is appearing. This is not happening for me. The new entry is not at all appearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it must be some role missing for you. I'll add that.
Can you please?
Yes,
Please, sorry, because without that I'm not able to practice anything. 1 week
sure.
I tried.
So if you notice such kind of an error messages, right, immediately send a note to Accusoft. Okay.
Yeah, I already sent the mail.
Okay.
Actually, I already sent the mail.
Oh, okay, fine. Fine. So before we go further into the new topic, I just wanted to summarize so far whatever we have discussed. So rather I do that, I would need one of the participants help to understand what are the topics that we have completed. Yeah. So can someone help me? What are the topics that we have completed?
We discussed about MDG basic things, how we have to identify
Versions of
MDG.
MDG. Versions of MDG.
Versions of MDG. Next.
Implementations.
Business functions.
Business functions.
Services. We discussed various T codes.
Deployment process.
Okay.
Implementation steps.
Deployment options.
Storage mode. Let's and reuse.
Sorry. Similarly, hub deployment options. Deployment of hub.
So Karthik, one question here.
Yeah.
So we got the server access that is for 7.0 MDG version, right? Not 9.0 so far. That means S4 HANA.
You will be getting both both. If you are looking at my page, on my pad, you have ECC and you have S4HANA.
Because I can see only.
Okay. So I would request all the participants to only work on S4HANA just to understand the standard process, not to do any enhancements or customizations. It's like a demo system. If you are doing any enhancements which disturb the standard solutions in between, so I cannot use the system to anyone for showcasing the standard scenarios. So for that, we have S4HANA, and for all your practices, you have ECC type.
So Karthik,
So
just one thing.
if you're not seeing S4HANA, you raise an email that they will be adding the system to your connections. Yeah, please go ahead.
So Karthik, in adding to this, so is there will be major changes will be there with ECC and S4HANA?
There are no major changes, not even major. There is not even minor change also. Okay, there is only one difference between S4HANA and ECC version is fuzzy search.
Okay.
So for fuzzy search in ECC, we used really a trace engine. But in S4HANA, the fuzzy search comes with the HANA database feature.
So it means CDS view.
Exactly.
So CDS view they are using in HANA. Okay, fine.
That's
Other
the
than
only
that,
difference between
okay.
S4HANA and ECC versions. Apart from that, there is no difference.
Okay. So like in the live project, if we'll get any chance like S4HANA, so we'll not feel that, okay, we are doing any difference. We are feeling the difference in the screens.
Not definitely. No difference in the configurations. That's why we have provided the two different system accesses for the participants. You can compare the two different configuration nodes. You don't see any difference.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hi Karthik. Hello.
Yeah.
This is my first class, so I have watched all the 4 videos. I have a doubt, like when you are teaching, you told that in MDG software there is a staging area where is inactive data and active data. But in the 3rd class, when you are teaching the architecture part, you define the definition of staging area like it holds the inactive data only. So staging area holds only inactive data, or it's both active data or inactive data?
No, it holds both inactive data and active data. Might be the context was different when I was talking about that specific scenario, but it holds both the inactive and active data. Depends on the storage mode.
Okay, and for both inactive and active data, there is staging table which will hold the data, like which is a temporary table which is automatically get created when we create the data model.
Correct.
Sorry, entity in the data model.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Services we have discussed. We discussed business configurations, as well, right? And in the data model, we discussed definitions, credentials, cardinality. These are the topics that we have covered. So I'm just putting all versions of MDG, business functions, and services.
Karthik,
All these
we
things.
didn't discuss on cardinality, right? We discussed on entity types only.
So we do discuss on the cardinality.
No, Karthik, actually, if you see the last week, you know, that in your document you can see.
No, I think so. Yes, we have not discussed related cardinality.
Yeah, we didn't discuss the cardinality. We discussed only the entity, 4 entity types.
Actually, you showed the cardinality in the system itself, that 1:n and 1:n, but not theoretically.
Oh, okay, fine. Then I'll discuss that. Okay, so I will be writing. So meanwhile, I would request participants who are not talking, please be on mute. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and raise your question. So far, the last 4 classes which were completed, these are the topics which we discussed. And today, after completing the cardinality, we will be working on the process modernization. We will be discussing on activities, logical actions, change request types, workflow configuration, static workflow, AR-based workflows. This will be handled in the session. The rest of the ABC will be handled in the today's session, will be covered in the today's session. Let me go to the data model. Hey, so can you please remind the data model which we have created? Any idea?
2M, 2M.
2M. Yeah. So in this data model, we created type 1 entity which is a dependent table, and type 4 entity which is, type 1 entity which is a root table, and type 4 entity which is a dependent table, and type 3 entity to add.
Karthik, actually, every week you are noting down the notes, right? Is it possible to share those notes, so that it will be easy for us to go through, those?
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. Actually, you are having it, right? So for whatever the notes you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have it. So type 3 is an entity which would be acting as an attribute. By default, it does not generate any database table, but it would be part of either type 1 or type 4 entity. Based on the relationship type, how we will assign, it would act as a key field or a non-key field. Now going back to the relationships, we have leading relationship and qualifying relationship and referencing relationship. These are the 3 relationships that we will use. Open the leading relationship to derive the key fields from root table to dependent table. Qualifying relationship will add the key attribute to the dependent table. And we have cardinalities to discuss. Now, the primary objective of cardinality. So before we discuss what MDG cardinality is, I just wanted to listen some of your views about the cardinality. What do you think of cardinalities generally? You would have come across about this cardinality in data dictionary.
Cardinality refers to how the data is going to come or hold, that structure holds the data. Like it is going to hold one-to-one or one-to-many. So cardinality refers to that.
Yeah, we can say the cardinality is actually relationship between two tables or group.
Is it the relationship between two tables, or is the dependency between the two different data?
It's a dependency between the two
data.
Data, right?
Yeah. Data to data, yes, one-to-one, like field to field.
Correct. So the data dependency will again directly proportional to the key fields, right? So example, if I go to Mara, it has this one key field called Magner.
But Karthik, just one question, like we cannot say field to field also, because what will happen, sometimes we use the data types that is a structure, will pass the complete structure. So in that case, we can say table to table. If one-to-one is there, then it cardinality will take one-to-one, or if many to many, it will take many to many.
Correct, I agree with that. So the material in Marcy can have 1:CM relationship in ECC. That means each record in check table has any number of dependent records in a foreign key table. Right? So how we are saying it can have any number of records? Because it has two key fields here. One material can be extended to any number of clients in Marcy table. That's how we are saying it is 1:CM relationship. Now similarly, if we are looking this Mara table or Marcy table, totally we have 265 fields. Do you think this 265 fields we can accommodate in one single screen in UI? Can we do that? Of course we can do that, but it will deviate the UI designing guidelines. End users would really feel hard to identify the relevant fields in a UI where they are logically separated. Now let's take an example. If I am creating a material master, now here I am seeing general data, basic unit of measure, old material, division, all these fields belongs to Mara table. Similarly, dimensions EAN and EN category also belongs to Mara table. Packing of material data. Referencing material for package. This also belongs to Mara table. So there are few sections on a UI which belongs to Mara table, but those fields are logically separated from the business context. We are not displaying all 265 fields in one single UI. So to achieve this, in MDG, one table can be splitted into multiple entities. One entity will talk about basic details. One entity will talk about material sales details. One entity will talk about material purchasing details. One entity will talk about material dimensions. Likewise, one entity, one table, 265 fields, which is there in ECC, can be splitted into multiple entities in MDG. Maybe one entity will have 100 fields, another entity would have again 50 fields, another would have another 50, another would have another 65. So to split one table into multiple tables, we will make use of one is one cardinality. I'll show you the example. I have material as an entity, and this is material storage location. So this is Marty. Yeah. This is material sales data. Now if you look at the key fields of material sales entity and material quality entity, purchasing entity, what are the key fields here? The key field is material, right? Similarly, the main entity, material, for this also the key field is material. The key fields are not changing from the root entity to the dependent entities. Both are same. That means I can maximum insert one material in Mara sales. The data dependency between material entity and Mara sales entity is always 1:1. I cannot have multiple materials with the same number in Mara sales entity. But if I take a different scenario, Marcy, this is the plant purchasing data. In this, I have material plus plant. So here the relationship, the cardinality between Marcy purchase and material should be 1:n. I can have multiple records for the same material in Marcy purchasing entity because I have plant also one more key field. Now we'll go back to our data model and try to see what happens if I remove qualifying. So this data model is clear, right, so far, whatever we have defined. Any questions on this data model? How we got a bleeding and qualifying relationship? We are clear with this topic. Now what I'll do, before I do something, I'll just try to visualize this. Mara is a root table and Marcy is a dependent table. And Mara and Marcy are related with 1:10 cardinality relationship. That's where we have material and plant as a key fields in Marcy entity. Now I'll just remove this qualifying.
Karthik, if you don't mind, can you explain once again the qualifying?
Qualifying, okay. So why do we need qualifying relationship first of all? So for Mara entity, we can add an attribute as a key attribute. Right? For all the type 1 entities, we can add an attribute as a key attribute by enabling these checkbox. But for all type 4 entities, we cannot add any attribute, we cannot mark any attribute as a key attribute. There is a limitation in the framework that you cannot add any attribute as a key field. So for that, we have an alternate approach. That is, we will create a type 3 attribute and we'll use the type 3 attribute as a relationship called qualifier, which will automatically add a key field in Marcy entity. So if I take type 3 and I use qualifying relationship with Marcy, then automatically Marcy entity will have the key field called works. That is the reason we have created qualifying relationship. Was it clear?
Yeah, yes.
You mean to say that if there is a qualifying entity, then only it's one is to one cardinality.
Exactly. I'm just trying to show you that what happens if we are using 1:1. When you say qualifying, definitely it should be 1:n. There's a truth statement. Okay, now I just want to show
means
you.
it can have n number of in the dependent table. It can have n number of entries. Am I right?
Exactly. So now I deleted a record. I deleted the qualifying relationship and tried to save the record. Do you notice that it is saying the qualifying relationship for types for entity type Marcy is missing? How the system would understand that the qualifying relationship mandatory for Marcy? Because we mentioned it is 1:10 cardinality. Now if I make this is 1:1 cardinality, you would not see that error message. System is not asking to provide a qualifying relationship with Marcy entity because we have already concluded here that Mara and Marcy are leading with 1:1 relationship. That means the key fields between Mara and Marcy are same. But if I make it 1:n, you will see that there is a qualifying relationship missing. So now not only related to
Karthi, actually, shall I summarize quickly? Under the data mod 2M, we created a two entity type. One is Mara, another one is work.
we created 3 different entities.
Oh, three
Mara,
different.
Marcy, and
Okay,
work.
yeah, that's okay. But we are creating a relationship between two entities, Mara and work. That's the reason we are creating relationship. Am I right?
Correct.
But Vex is a field name, right? So it is not a table.
Works is definitely not a table. It is a field. So by adding this relationship, what is happening in the backend? If you visualize, works is adding as a key field in Marcy.
Karthik, but we cannot see as a key field over here.
We can see them. If we just say detail view, on your left hand side, you will be only seeing the key attributes. On the right hand side, you will be seeing the key attributes and non-key attributes. Yeah.
Karthik, just you mean Vex is the linkage between Mara and Marcy, so that's the reason you have taken that field as a third one and you are linking up, right?
Sorry, come again.
No, Vex is the common field across the Mara and Marcy, right? So that is the reason you have chosen that.
No. Works is not a common field between Mara and Marcy. See, the practice what we are trying to do here, we initially understood how Mara and Marcy tables are related in ECC, right?
Yeah.
This is my Mara table. And this is my Marcy table. What are the key fields in Mara and Marcy?
Both material and material will be common, and Vex will be another key field for MARC.
Exactly. So I need these 3 key fields in Marcy, and I need these 2 key fields in Mara. I'm just ignoring mandate. MDG will make sure all the staging table will have mandate. So we are not worried about mandate. So now how do we bring MET and a key field into Mara entity in MDG? MET and R is what I need to focus, right? So MET and R is available in Mara. And in Marcy also, I have MET and R. I got the same MET and R in Marcy. And I should be getting works also in Marcy because I have works in Marcy in the backend ECC table. This is not a common field between Mara and Marcy. This is one of the key field in Marcy.
Okay. So then you wanted to get that field to be in the view. So that is the reason you have added that Vex. Yeah.
Exactly.
First, we have to create a relationship between 2 entities, and then if there is any key, then we have to create a relationship between that particular attribute and that particular entity.
Sorry, I could not understand your question. Can you please come closer to your mic?
Yes. I meant to say that first we have to create a relationship between 2 entities, like Mara and Marcy we have created. And then if there is any key field in the dependent table, we have to create a relationship between that attribute and entity also. If there is any okay.
Exactly.
Hi Karthik, this is Rajat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to clarify, like Mara and Marcy has 1:1 cardinality, and Marcy and the other attributes have got 1:n cardinality. So why we have used the key attribute in Marcy and Mara as MATNR under Marcy and MATNR under Mara. As under Mara it is key attribute, and under Marcy it is inherited key attribute. So we have to take this under Marcy in order to get the relation done. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, see, I think we are going back to the different, perceptions about these relationships. We have discussed about. Again, I just want to, summarize at high level. Now, when I do the relationship called leading, all the key fields of Mara entity will be automatically derived to Marcy entity. That's a property of this leading relationship. Derive key fields from Mara to Marcy. When you do leading relationship, that happens automatically.
Okay.
Okay. And when the key field, let's say Matner, has derived from Mara to Marcy, now Marcy also required one more key field, which is works. How do I add this works in Marcy entity as a key attribute? I cannot add a works as a key attribute in Marcy directly by checking a key field checkbox, right? That's a limitation. So that's why we have created an attribute called works.
Karthik, can you show me that works? I'm sorry to disturb. Can you show me in the system config where the works we were not showing key field in the attribute now in the entity file?
Yeah, I'll show that. So once I use works, I created an entity called works. I made a qualifying relationship with Marcy entity. Now what happens with the qualifying relationship? Always the left hand side for the qualifying relationship is type 3 attribute, always. Now qualifying relationship will take the type 3 attribute and it will add as a key attribute to the Marcy entity. Now I can add any number of key fields using the same qualifying relationship. So now I got these two key fields for Marcy entity based on the relationships. One is derived from qualifying and one is derived from leading. And rest of the fields should be part of my entity. If I open the entity, I don't have MATNR works as an attributes here. I have works attribute as a type 3 attribute and I have given the data element. Now let's say I just wanted to show you for an attribute, I want to make an attribute as a key attribute, just for an example. Key attributes must not be assigned to an entity type called Marcy. This is not allowed for the attributes of entity types of the storage and user type 4. Procedure, how to fix this issue? Deselect the key field for this attribute, and if you want to create a key field of Marcy entity type, choose the relationship views. From the relationships, you may need to achieve the key field.
Karthik, in that case, you are saying for the entity type, whether it's 3 or 4, we cannot create a key field directly. It has to be through only a relationship. We can create a key field only for the entity type.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, now coming back to the cardinality part. Now here, as we generally understand, the cardinality is only related to the data and the data dependencies. MDG also has this as a data dependency understanding, and plus the entities availability as well. Example, if I have works as an attribute, this is mandatory for me to use this works attribute. Let's say I directly wants to go to attribute, just in case an example. Some developer would like to go to this entities and he got works as an attribute and he just want to go and delete it. He don't know how the works has been used. Now if someone will go to the relationship and say, looking at the relationship, it is 1:n, that means this works is important in the data model, which is contributing itself as at least one key field in an entity.
Karthi, here I have a question, see, since for work we need to create a key field, we are giving the relationship. Why you are giving this relationship for Mara also? Why you are keeping as a leading? Because already we have defined the key field in the entity type itself, right? Why do you maintain that relationship?
For Marcy.
Oh.
Here this leading relationship is not for Mara.
Okay. Got it.
The relationship is for
leading
Marcy.
For Marcy, and again for Marcy you created a key field. Work as the okay, got it.
Yeah. So let's say if I go to an entity and add one more attribute, Z legal note as type 3, and I have given something pattern.
We can say entity type as storage type also, right? It's both same.
Yeah, generally people will say both. In MDG platform, in your discussions or in your blogs, entity type they'll refer to type 1, type 2, type 3, or they'll also refer storage and usage type as type 1, type 2. Now, I have an attribute. Z legal note. Here I am using this Z legal note as 0 is to n relationship. What does it mean? This will give me the weightage of this attribute Z legal note. Even if I delete this attribute from a data model, it does not have much impact on the staging. It's a non-key field in one of the staging table. So even if I use this Z legal note, or even if I don't use this Z legal note, it does not matter. I can remove this relationship. So it will give us the importance of a specific attribute, whether that can be used or that cannot be used from the developer perspective. Okay, so we have this 3 cardinalities, 1:n, 1:1, and 0:10. So 0:10 is always relevant to type 3 attribute, only attribute. Either I use this attribute or I don't use that attribute. It depends on the usage of that attribute. Any questions on this?
If you not choose any cardinality,
No, that is mandatory.
mandatory. Okay.
Now,
Totally, how many types of cardinality we have? 4, right?
3. 0:n, 1:1, 1:n.
Okay.
If somebody asks me what is a data model, then how should I define it? Like it consists of entities and it's the relationship between the entities. Or is there any better definition?
Okay, so the data model generates a staging area which is responsible to hold. Okay, I'll write the definition here. Was it clear? Data model is a concept responsible to generate the staging area using entities and the relationships between them. That's the one-liner definition of the data model. Now, you do have the same definition. I have already captured that in the PowerPoint. MDG is comprised of various elements to enable you to model the master data structures of any complexity in the system. This is what the standard definition is about the data model. If you look at the blocks or any F1 help, this is what they would say. But if you actually look at the concept to understand, between a communication between you and an interviewer, or you and your lead, or you and your project manager, or anyone, I think if you tell the statement, no one will understand. We can take this point, and this is what we have discussed so far. Now let's discuss about a concept called process modeling. For that, again, I would like to make use of
Actually, this you need to forward to us, Karthi, first, that will be very helpful, this.
I think it's already forwarded. I think you just need to check with the Microsoft team.
No, actually, we didn't get it. I don't know. Any of the guys got it, no? But
No, we
I
did
didn't
not
get
get them. We have to chase with them for small things also. Maybe they are
It's
busy
not
with
good.
other things.
No, only recording they are sharing. They are not sharing any other details. We have asked multiple times.
Even
Okay, so
recordings also,
generally, I
on the
think it
same day
depends.
they are not sharing.
Okay, so generally, I think it depends on the commercials. Who have cleared the commercials, they'll be getting the material.
Yeah, Karthik, you have done. Still
Okay.
waiting for it.
Okay. So let me have a word with them in that case. Generally that won't happen. Recently, some of the people who are actually setting up this sessions and forwarding the materials, the team has changed. So there is a slight communication gap. Let me talk with them and address this issue. Definitely who have cleared the commissions, they will be getting it for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So Karthik, we are done with the data model concept or anything left? So this CVI, customer vendor integration, this all will come under?
Those are not part of the data model. Those are solution specific configurations.
Your voice is very low, Karthik.
Those are not data model concepts. Those are solution specific configurations.
If your voice is very low, like, is it for me or for everyone? Please confirm.
For me as well. It's very low.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when compared to old days, today voice is very low. Looks like you're
So
away
just
from the mic.
from last 2 minutes it was low, otherwise it was good.
Okay. Let's give it a minute.
I think we can listen as if you are speaking on a speaker. So we are listening echo on your voice.
My voice. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'll change my audio check. So today I was using a different audio set. Just give me a minute. Hope this gives a better sound.
Yes, Karthik.
Yes, Karthik.
Okay. Yeah, I think the issue was with the audio set.
So Karthik, can I ask you one question on data model?
Yes, yes.
Maybe it is the right time or not, I'm not sure. So what are the challenges we may face in real time on data model based on your experience to share on 1 or 2 scenarios that will be,
So generally, the data model, we would not really work on any of the data model concept because right now we are designing the new type 1, type 4, type 3 entities in an exercise, right? But if you take the standard solution, out of the box solution, you will get all the entities, attributes, relationships, cardinalities by default by SAP. Now, let's say you have a requirement to enhance the standard data model
okay,
due to some new custom table that you have. That custom table has to be part of our MDG data model, our solution, say for business partner or material.
right,
So you don't know which entity type you need to assign to the Z table. Is it type 3, type 4, type 1, type 2? You don't know that, which should be an SU type. And what is the relationship that you would end up to create for the Z entity type.
okay.
This is the only problem which I would see with the technical and functional consultants when they are working on the data model.
That will be decided by functional or architecture or
That will be decided by either functional or it can be from the technical perspective. Anyone can decide that.
okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Katil.
Yeah.
I am Sambit. Actually, I want to know. Actually, lot of time we are come through the enhancement of data model, means adding attribute or entity type. So, are you creating new one? Okay, are you showing any enhancement?
Okay. So enhancement of a data model is not covered here because enhancement of a data model is as simple as doing a custom data model solution. Okay, if I start doing an enhancement of a standard solution, I would again need to explain you about type 1 entities. I cannot explain you type 1 entities in practical because enhancements will always start from type 4 entities, not from type 1. So to showcase you to understand how type 1 it is relevant, I would definitely need a custom solution, not enhancements. So you can try enhancements by yourself, and for that there are proper guides which will show you how you can do enhancement also. I think that link has already been shared, right?
Okay.
I think will you able to share it again? Okay. Fine.
I'm doing it now. In how to do guides, this link I'm sharing in the chat window right now. In this, you can go to any solution. Extend the MDG by new attributes, by new entity. You have only enhancement of a new attribute with to the standard existing entity, or you have a new table that you need to enhance with the new entity. So they will give you the scenario, introduction, business scenario, plan data for material is what they wanted to add, which is of type 4, and then they'll give you all step-by-step process here. Using this, you can definitely do a enhancement. But what is not there here is why you need to do that specific step is not covered. That is what our objective was. Okay. So let's go back to our discussion. Now in this staging area usage, the data model is responsible to generate the staging area. Now to maintain, to validate, to approve, to replicate, everything requires a UI. So to create the UI, we would require UI modeling. Now, what do we mean by process modeling? So process is something, man. Process modeling is something that a combination of workflow and checks to be enabled.
Checks means what kind of, is it validation or what kind of checks?
I'm coming there. A check would be comprises of authority checks, mandatory checks, custom checks, custom rules, which we will invoke into the process, data quality checks. Now in data quality we have something called, just a moment, my keyboard got stuck. In the data quality we have automatic checks. We call these automatic checks from the data dictionary, automatic DDIC, data dictionary checks. Anyone would like to answer what are automatic DDIC checks? This is a general terminology in data dictionary. S11.
It's a mandatory field,
Foreign key table checks.
Foreign
key checks. And second,
foreign key checks and domain level checks.
Exactly. Domain. And third, data type. Date field will only accept date values. Integer field will only accept numeric values. Number field will only accept numeric values, and character type will accept all the values. So in the data quality we have these automatic checks and custom rules which we will be implementing in MDG by doing some bad implementation, and some of the mandatory field checks and authority checks. All these are part of the process modeling. Generally, people would say workflow is nothing but process modeling is nothing but workflow. No, the statement is wrong. Process modeling has workflow as one of a part of it to design the number of levels in a workflow process. But it also has one of the equivalent weightage component called checks, which has again subcategorized into multiple levels. Now, I just wanted to give my presenter access to any one of you in between. I'll rejoin the session so that you'll be giving back me the presenter access. Is it good? Because I got my keyboard stuck in between.
Okay, you can give it to me.
What is the name?
Syed, S-Y-E-D.
Here, how is it appearing as Y?
E-D. Syed Noor Mohammed.
Or else you chat, ping your name in chat window.
Yeah. So, I'm making you presenter, yeah? Syed Noor Mohammed, right? Did you got that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so just give me a minute.
Karthik, can you show me that checks you have categorized? I wanted to take a snapshot. Data quality checks, domain level checks.
Yeah, Syed. You can give it.
Actually, I was seeing the option to where it's not showing me any option to give you the,
Can you click on my name? Right click on my name and say make presenter.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Karthik, I have a certain doubt which I asked in the beginning, like about the staging area. Like in this diagram also it says that staging areas has inactive data before approval and there is active area difference. So there are two different areas, staging area with inactive data and active area with active data.
Exactly.
Okay.
See, all your ERP tables will be considered as an active area. MARA, B2000, LFA1, KNA1, all these tables. Okay, if it is reuse mode, the data will be stored after approval. The data will be stored in all these ERP tables. If it is flex mode, all the data will be still storing in a staging area itself. So sometimes the staging area will become an active area based on the storage modes. If it is flex, the staging area is same as active area. If it is reuse, the staging area is different to active area.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally, I mean, to understand this concept in process modeling, business activity and CR types, I would take very basic examples, layman examples. First we'll understand the process and then we will go into an MDG perspective of business activities. Now, as a layman, what do we consider anything called an activity? What can be part of what can be called as an activity?
A sequence of steps to be done in the process.
Sequence of steps.
We can say as a task.
A task. Some action completed. Can we say it also? In Facebook, we have an activity page. In LinkedIn, we have recent activity pages, right? So an activity is something called a task or an action which is completed. Now, if the task or an action is somehow related to a business, that is called business activity. Example, if I do a Facebook post, can I consider it as a business activity?
Yes.
How? How do we say that it's a business activity?
It's a task and it
Let's
has
say,
been done.
okay, so I'll tell you two examples in the Facebook post. One post is, I attended some marriage event. That is what my post. And there was another post looking for 5 years experience people to join us. There are two posts which I made in Facebook. Which post would be considered as a business activity?
The second one will consider as a business, but you can consider first also in other way. like attended marriage, so there will be another advertisement is showing that the location where it is, that also comes, but it
Yeah,
depends how what is the post.
yeah, but how is it relevant to the business? It is something a personal post, right?
But you are with the, I attended the marriage event, so event, the event organizer, the location, the area where you have attended, that will be also considered. Okay, it's a nice place, it's a how it is looks, they how they have event has been done, organized, those are also the one type of business.
Okay.
It's different way of
I
thinking. That's
Yes. Right, I understood from where you are coming from. So let's say if I'm working for an SAP company, okay? So in that context, I'm an employee in a company who is doing an SAP implementation. Okay, in that perspective, I made this post. So this
the
location
second will
or
be
this
relevant.
event,
In that case, second will be relevant. Yes.
yeah. So that is not relevant. Now the second thing would be relevant. Again, if I do the Facebook posting from my official company ID, not as a personal ID, then that would be actually counted as one of my activity, business activity.
Correct.
That's what a HR people will do, right? They don't
Yes.
post from the personal accounts. So the activity which will directly or indirectly give a benefit or a loss to my business or to my client is considered as a business activity. Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Now, on this, I take few more scenarios. So I'm trying to do some business proposal. For that I'm composing an email. So when I'm composing an email, I get two options, right? Send, cancel. When I'm forwarding an email, I'll get two different options. One is forward, cancel. When I reply an email, I'll get different options. Reply, reply all, cancel. Now if I'm proposing some business proposal to my client, can I consider this as a business activity?
Yes.
Right? Because I'm
Yes.
doing for a business
Yes.
purpose. And the same email I'm forwarding to my team. Can I consider it as a business activity?
Yes.
And some of my team has given a reply about what he is thinking about the proposal. Can that also consider as a business activity?
Yes.
Right. So what we are saying, there are some business activities and each business activity is having certain actions to perform. And these actions are logically related. I cannot have the reply action in compose an email. I cannot have forward option when I'm replying an email. Agree? These actions are logically connected to a business activity. That's why I'm saying these are logical actions. Now we understood these scenarios. I can say that a business activity has logical actions assigned to it. Now, being a material engineer or being a procurement department head or being a procurement department specialist or a data engineer, someone who is trying to create a material, can this consider as a business activity?
Yes.
Okay, so for that, what do we use generally? MM01. Someone would like to change a material. Business activity. Block a material. Delete. Mark for delete. Mass load. And display. Can we consider all of these activities are business activities?
Yes, related to material, yes.
Right? Even displaying a material also a business activity,
Yes.
right? He's trying to do some verification.
Correct.
So all these activities should have, all these processes in ECC, whatever we are trying to do, should have a business activity in MDG. So for MM01 we have a different business activity. MM02 we have different business activity. Blocking a material we have a different business activity. Delete we have different. Mass load we have different. And display we have different business activity. Now, if we park this discussion aside, we need to talk about the change request number in MDG. For that again, I will take a layman example. In any of the implementation projects, when a new requirement comes from a customer, then the new requirement will end up, the requirement might require a basis configuration, or it might require a functional configuration, or it might require a development efforts. It might end up with these three activities, right? Now, can basis do any changes in the system without having a requirement ID or an incident ID or a change request ID? Can he do that?
No.
No. So for a basis person to set up any profilings or authorizations or a new system, he would definitely expect a new CR or any incident or requirement ID to be available. And even the functional consultant would also not do any changes without having the CR number. Now, the question is, what is the importance of the CR number? Who would need the CR number?
The approvers change request number, correct?
Right. So why do we need a request number? Why do someone will raise an incident?
It comes from the client itself because they want to make changes, want us to make change.
Okay. So I ask you a different way. So client has an issue, he send you an email about the issue. And client has an issue and he raised an incident. What is the difference between sending an email and raising an incident?
Incident will be tracked down, or it can be easily identified with the single issue with multiple actions. But when you will send the email, that will be out of system.
Exactly. So when a requester sends an email, he does not have any visibility what is happening with his request. Whether the development is looking into the issue, or he completed the issue, or is it in a development, a testing phase, or it's in a quality phase, he does not have any visibility to track. And whoever working on that incident, everyone will refer to the incident number and update their activities towards it, right? Similarly, any changes happens to a master data would require an incident would require a change request number in MDG. Any changes, now change can be considered as a create material, change material, block material, delete material, and mass load material. Display material is not considered as a change, so we do not require any CR type for this display material. Other than this, any record which is being created, which is being deleted, which is being changed would require a change request type associated to that. Now we have business activity for each and every process. And if the business activity is going towards a changing of a master data record, then it would require a CR type assignment. So create material will have a CR type. Change material will have a CR type. Display has a CR type. Master has a CR type. And display will not have any CR type. Any questions on this? The three different topics. CR type, business activity, and logical actions. How they are related? Why do we need them? Fine. Okay. So I'll go to the system and I'll show you the approval process. So in the process modeling, we have business activities and change request types and workflow. First, I'll open the business activities, and these are some logical actions which are pre-delivered by SAP. When we say block, this can be blocking a material, blocking a customer, blocking a vendor, blocking an equipment, blocking a cost center. It can be anything, right? So in all master data objects, we can reuse this existing logical action. Similarly change, similarly create, similarly delete, display, erase. So all these out of the box delivered configurations we can leverage in all the standard or custom solutions. We don't need to create any new logical actions here. There is no need for that. So we will not create any new logical actions in the system. Rather, we will make use of the standard delivered logical actions. And business activities, if we are developing a custom solution, yeah, we need to define the business activity. Now, if you take this example, these are some business activities which are delivered for chart of accounts in the OG data model. Create GL account, change GL account, display GL account, block or unblock account, mark for delete, process multiple, that means mass change, and initial load, delete account. These are all business activities which are assigned with the logical action. Similarly, we will be having a same amount of business activities for a different master data object. Breakdown, categories. Now for the custom data model which we have created, it's 2i, isn't it?
So why we have erase and delete for the same action? Is there any major difference?
Where was that?
Yeah, see here. Delete action is there as erase. So for account you should delete, and for this one category, breakdown category, they use as erase.
No, there is not much difference. Both are same. Both are same. Two M. So I will define some of the business activities for this 2M data model. New entries. 2M01. Create material. And the data model is 2M. And the business object type is 2M light. The logical action is create.
Karthi, here 2M underscore light, no, did we create it or just you are already we create the business object or just?
No, we created that. In our exercise, when we have done
okay.
Yeah.
The last class, right?
Last before last.
Oh, that class I didn't attend. Okay. Good.
Right, I got 3 business activities which are created. Now immediate after that I need to actually assign a UI for my custom solution, but right now UI is not our focus. We did not complete our UI modeling. So we will be parking these 2 nodes. After the UI modeling we'll come back to this place. Right now our focus is on change request and workflows, because immediately you will be working on data model and process modeling in all the implementation projects. Let's say maybe by next week you assign an MDG project. Your immediate work would be on the data model and on the process modeling. You don't work on a UI modeling. That is purely development perspective, and the requirements are very rare to work on a UI. So what I'll do, instead of working on a custom solution, I'll show you the process of change request processing from a standard solution perspective. I'll go to business partner governance. I'll search for a business partner. Here I'm trying to execute a logical action called new organization. So for this we got lot many CR types which are configured at the custom exercise. So what I'll do, I'll go to the CR type. Now you can see all the CR type: create business partner, create vendor, create business partner, whatever we are seeing here is part of the business partner create business activity. Create business partner, create business partner SMWF, create business partner, create business partner demo, create business partner YG test, via demo, simple workflow. You are seeing all these CR types for one business activity, only one business activity which I executed called new. So ultimately we'll understand here the business activity which the CR type which I'm seeing here will have the same business activity called BP P1, which is create business partner, and another CR type open the same business activity. Another CR type also has the same business activity. That means one business activity have multiple CR types, or we can have only one CR type. Now, why does SAP has provided this option that a business activity can have multiple CR types? Because the process might be different. Example, if I'm trying to create a organization as a business partner, it might require 4 level of approval process. If I want to create person as a business partner, it might require 2 level of approval process. Group, again it might require 8 level of approval process. So the process is different. Similarly, the checks might be different.
Karthik, just one question. Like if I am selecting organization, is it possible in that also, as per some condition, there will be different business partners will be get selected? Or it will follow the complete process when the complete organization level, if you set as a 4 workflow level, so it will follow 4 only. It will not come to 2 or it will not come to 3.
That is also we can control. Okay. We have options to control it. After identifying a CR type, we can control the workflow.
Okay.
Both options are available. Or before you initiate the process, you understand what workflow you need and you initiate it. Now example, in an organization, if you are creating an organization which belongs to US country, that has a different approval process. UK, it has a different approval process, right? So a person would already know when he is trying to create a business partner, he know that in which country he is going to create. So in that scenario, you create 2 different CR types.
Can we call them as reason type, reason code to be precise?
No, reason code is again different.
Okay.
Why you are trying to create a business partner? A business demand or suspended business partner or a virtual business partner? The reason is different. The CR type will ultimately initialize, the CR type will tell us the workflow level, a workflow process. Let's try to understand what is available at a CR type. CR type has the name of a CR type, to which data model it belongs to, some description, and some checkboxes, required single object and parallel, we'll talk about them. And the main entity, so this CR type is trying to generate a change request number to which root table or which root entity. The root entity is nothing but the main entity here. And what workflow this CR type is assigned with, workflow template. So here I'll take an example of a new CR type for the same business partner solution. Z US CR01. I'm giving the data model name as BB. Create, or I would say create Z org underscore US. Okay, that is the organization for US country code. And I'm saying this is a single record creation, so that's why single object. And
Hello,
BP header is a type 1 entity for that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Why you check single object?
Because I'm creating one business partner.
Okay. Creating one business partner. Okay.
I am not doing multiple business partners at the same time. When I say multiple, it might be a mass load, initial load.
Oh, okay, okay. I got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm assigning some workflow template. We'll discuss how did I pick up this workflow template.
I'm sorry, Karthik.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You said why have you selected single object? Because you are loading mass
No.
or a
Because
single business partner.
single business partner. I'm trying to
Right.
create one business partner. That's why it's a single object.
Right. And the other CA type would be for mass.
For mass, correct.
Right. Okay.
So I'll go to entities, and here I'll give this BP header, BP address number, just a moment. These are the three entity types which the business partner solutions required to generate a change request number. That's how they have designed it. So I'm adding those three. Now the business activity which we need to assign. Create business partner BP1 P1. System says you did not assign a user to the workflow. That's the warning message which system is saying. So my CR type is created for this. If I refresh this application and search business partner, click on organization, and somewhere I should be getting, yeah, create org for US country. I got the CR type. The moment I click on working,
Hello, Karthik.
Actually,
I want to know, one CR type can assign multiple business activity?
No.
It's not possible, na?
Not possible.
Okay. Because the business process is different, that's why.
Correct.
Okay.
So here I can enter some data. Now the change request is created for what? The CR type is ZORG_US. Right, so we need to configure the reasons for this CR type. Priority is 1 hour, 10 hours, it can be anything.
But Karthik, I think we can create multiple business tasks in one CR type if we want to configure that particular CR type in that way. There is a possibility.
See, I think the possibility is there. See, if you look at the UI, the possibility is there. Example, because this is not single field here, it's a table. It's a table. But if you look at the, when you save it, the change specify only one business activity.
Right.
The option is there, but there is a validation against it.
Right. For example, for creating a business partner and to make a change to it, we can create a generic at a summary level CR type name. For example, change business partner.
No.
Or perhaps create or change business partner, so that under that CR type we can do both.
No, there is no option for that. Either you create two different CR types and then you have the same workflow process for that.
Change or create. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now when I click on submit, now this will definitely go into error because I did not configure my workflow process in the system.
Yeah, approval process.
Yeah. So I here assign a static workflow template, which is very simple workflow template. We call it as a simple workflow template. We'll discuss about that workflow templates in detail, but let me configure the workflow process for that. I just need to assign the users to the CR type. That's it. That's why it is called as a simple workflow template. Zero, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Karthik. Hello. Actually, in workflow level also you are we are assigned some agent. Okay, you go to attribute, assign a agent assignment. Okay, so what is the difference between this agent and that agent?
Both are same.
Okay.
So there you are not assigning any agent in the workflow, but the agents are configured here. From here, the template is picking the agent IDs. Instead of someone assign an agent in the workflow template, that template is having a pointer. That pointer is nothing but this configuration. So whatever the agents that you configure here, the template will read these agents and automatically pass the work item to them.
From here it read, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah. So the moment I click on submit here, so it came to me, myself configured as a processing agent. So it came back to me again. So I said complete review. Again, even the next level final check is also configured by myself.
Does it come under body, the email add-ins? where the approvers get notification emails that the CR is waiting for your review.
Right, that's the baddie.
What's baddie? Come second.
Business
Karthi,
items.
About an email
actually, Karthi, here you are seeing the approval here itself. There is a transaction, right, where we can go and see the waiting CR.
What is it waiting here?
See, right now the approval, everything you are, it's the same screen is coming. Once you refresh, it's the same screen is coming up. But if it is a different approver, then there is a transaction, right, where we can go and check it.
Here itself you can see the log and you can see the processor. If there are multiple processors, you can get a pop-up. These are the processors.
I think so. You are talking about SWI1.
Hey, no. Let me tell you, Karthi. Actually, see, you are creating, as a end user, you are creating a BP, it has to come to me. So if the email is not configured, I want to go manually check in the MDG system and see whether there any activities, any action do I need to take it. There's a transaction is called, right?
I understood that. Yep.
SWBP that for mail checks. SAP mail check, what you are talking?
So his point was, let's say if someone has requested and I am the person who has to verify or approve that request. Where do I check whether the request has come to me? Is it the question, right?
Yeah, yes, yep.
So every end user will have a change request dashboard, work center dashboard in MDG. In the change request, and documents,
My change
you
request.
have my change request.
Okay, yeah. But there is a transaction code is also there, right, which directly it opens.
There is something called workflow inbox.
Yes, workflow log.
Yeah, that's not an MDG transaction. It's a workflow transaction, workflow inbox.
I think so. He wants to understand like how
from
the information will come.
See, Karthi, actually right now you are showing up coming from UI screen, no? Actually, if, from GUI itself, there is a transaction, then it will open up the change request screen.
Change request screen, eh?
Yeah, yes, the same screen will be opened up when you give a transaction from GUI.
That's an MDG transaction you're saying?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I think can you use MD underscore SSW underscore rule? No.
No. I mean, at least as far as I understand, I did not come across such kind of a T code. Okay. But since you are saying, right, let me check about that.
Okay.
So in the today's session, it is just you take it as an overview of the process modeling, how to configure that. But we would be talking about the change request types in detail. What is the role of edition type, data model, objects required, parallel checkbox, single object. All these things we'll talk in detail.
Actually, Karthi, if you can send your notes, whatever
Definitely.
the class notes, to all of us now, it will be great. The last 3 or 4.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you.
At the same time, Karthik, like we are learning how to create the CR type. Then after the addition, how additions are made inside the system and the workflow, everything. So will we be practicing it as a part of?
Yes, there is an assignment which is planned for that. So it's like you will be working on a data model as an assignment. It's not like only assignment, okay? I'll be giving 2 things. One is for your assignment and one is for your project. So the project one, in the data model, you'll create one data model, and the same data model you'll be using in the UI modeling to create a UI for that. And you will be designing a process for that, workflow process. And finally, you'll replicate the data. So that's where you will be doing one complete project end to end.
Okay. Is it, will it come under BP or finance?
No, that's a different object. I'll be giving an equipment master. Equipment solution.
I just have one thing. Like earlier, I got the idea behind because I missed the class where you told us about the Marcy and Mardi table, and then is where I was getting confused with the linkages. Like I know the leading and qualifying, but because it is coming from material perspective, if it is possible today or tomorrow or whenever you want, or later anytime, if you can create an example with a company, could be from a finance perspective, because I'm from a finance background throughout. So maybe because of that I'm getting confused. We can take an example of creating an account which is related with key attribute, could be trading partner, if it is company code, cost elements, if it is company code, like this. So if we have yeah, anytime, today, tomorrow, any day.
Sure, definitely we can do that. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
I'll maybe take a cost center for that.
Yeah.
Cost center or JL account. We'll do that.
Sure. Yeah, will be fine. Great.
Okay. So thank you all. Let's catch up tomorrow, which would be a continuation again on the same topic, CR type in details, and then we'll slowly get into the workflow concepts as well.
Thank you, Karthik. It's getting interesting.
Karthik, one thing, did you add the role today? I don't have access to create any model.
No, I'll not add the role. That basis team of Accusoft has to do it.
That will happen today?
Yeah, I'll tell them to, do it today.
Okay.
Or I'll ask them to provide you a different user which has all the roles. Yeah.
Fine.
Do we have the access?
Sorry, may I know your name, sir?
Rajendran.
Rajendran, right? Okay.
Yes.
Hi Karthik, even I am also facing the same issue. I don't have the role, so can you please tell them to provide the roles for everybody?
I understood. So I'll then cross-check to, I'll send a note to cross-check all the user IDs and copy all the roles from my user ID. So what I'm